Tanner, thank you for joining us and speaking with us today. And I guess the obvious question, I mean, since you're here, how are you feeling and how is it going to feel to be back after 3 weeks out?
I'm excited, to be honest, more than anything. You know, it's been a minute since I played some football, so just getting back on the field, I mean, I feel good. I feel normal, back to normal. So I'm just ready to go and play.
What's your role been the last 3 or 4 weeks? Has it been just kind of coaching up the younger guys, and what's that been like in your absence?
Just, you know, with me being not present on the field, I still have to be present as a leader. Therefore, you know, I'm just out there making sure that the young guys know what they're doing, going through it with them. I'll watch film with the younger kids, making sure they know their plays, making sure they know their checks. And just apart from that, just making sure everybody keeps their head up, you know, on the sidelines. I try to do a good job of giving everybody some motivation, making sure they keep their head in the game. And so it's just the little things like that to help keep the team going.
David, what you got?
Hey, what's up, Tanner? How you doing, man? I'm curious the recovery process. What's it been like recovering during the COVID era? You know, having to deal with not just your injuries, but the safety precautions and just kind of what the rehab has been like for you.
Well, as of right now, like, you know, being so far into it, you know, we've been doing it for about 4 months now. So it's just kind of become like a normal routine. It basically really hasn't changed besides like we got to wear a mask and just social distancing. So apart from that, like it's just become normal, really.
Mm-hmm. Just as far as like when you're, you know, when you're doing all your rehab and stuff, is that's all been different? Is it harder to get into the building more than usual, or has it slowed you down at all with the recovery process?
No, sir, not at all. You know what I'm saying? I get to the building probably. It does make me have to wake up a little earlier just because everything we got to go through before we get to the building. But apart from that, like once I get in and once I get going, everything's been the same.
Gibby.
Hey, Tanner. Yeah, with the offense playing so well, are you guys feeling a little bit of pressure to not carry your load as a team effort, obviously, but for you guys to come up big because the offense has been playing great?
No, we don't feel any pressure at all. Just as a defense, you know, we got to do our part as a team. We got to play complementary football. So if we're not doing our part, obviously, we aren't going to win the game. But yes, we're just happy that our offense has been playing so well because it's been making our job a lot easier as a defense.
Alex Sawyer.
Hey, Tanner. Coach Dorn has kind of singled out Tyler Baker-Williams each of the last 2 weeks as being a guy that stood out to him. And then he obviously had that big interception at the end of the half last week, playing a different role. What have you seen from him these last couple of weeks in the way he's kind of developed and stepped up, especially during your absence on the field?
I mean, you know, Tyler, he's a huge player for us. You know, he could do everything. So as far as like seeing him move from nickel to safety and still performing just as well, it's just kind of what we expect out of Tyler, just because, you know, we see it every day in practice. You could tell, like, before Tyler's played nickel, Tyler's played safety, Tyler's played running back. So he can do everything. So just him going out there and performing as well as he does, you know, it's just what we expect out of him. That's what we see out of him every day.
Charlie.
Good afternoon, Tanner. We look at this Liberty quarterback and Malik. What do you see in him, and how difficult is it to contain this guy? So it seems like he's a one-man show here.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he has a lot of good players around him. He got his receivers, number 5 and number 3. They do a good job of catching the ball for him. But as far as Malik Willis, you know, he's an elusive player. He's physical. He could throw the ball literally anywhere on the field. So we just got to do a good job of playing collective football as a defense, you know, just making sure everyone's doing their job, everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing. And that's the only way that we will be able to contain him.
Thank you.
No problem.
David, you have another one?
I do. So it looked like, I guess it was in the Miami game, it looked like, you know, you dressed out, warmed up, and then came back out with sweats. What happened? Were you expecting to play in that game, and what happened that made you, dress out and then end up not playing? Did I lose? Tanner, you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, did you hear my question?
No, sir, I didn't. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Probably something on my end. It looked like during the Miami game that you came out, you were dressed out, looked like you might play, came back, then you were in sweats. What happened in that game? Were you expecting to play?
No, sir, I wasn't expecting to play. I just needed to warm up before the game, just get some. It was part of my rehab process.
Okay.
Gibby.
Yeah, Tanner, on the defensive side, are you guys starting to get healthy now? You're coming off a win. You've got 3 winnable games left this season. I mean, is there a little added excitement on that side of the ball right now because you guys are getting healthy and what you can look forward to for the rest of the season?
Yes, sir. We approach every game the same as a defense, but yes, like just as far as going further into the season, being able to play Liberty, an undefeated team, we are excited as a football team. We're ready to get after. We're ready to get after people and just start playing football.
Is this as healthy as you guys have been on that side of the ball in a while? And how does that bode well for the rest of the year?
Yes, sir. It is as healthy as we've been. And it just, it bodes well because it adds depth to our defense. It allows more players. And plus, it's giving the younger players experience as well. So it just adds a lot more depth to our defense.
Justin.
Hey, Tanner, I wanted to follow up on Alex's question about Tyler Baker-Williams sliding in at safety after the bye week. Did you do anything with him, like during practice or anything, give him some pointers about the position? I mean, I know he's a guy that's played the position before, but what was your involvement with him leading up to the Miami and the Florida State games?
Yeah, so once Tyler moved to safety, he switched into our position room and started meeting with us as safeties as well. So just as far as that, like Tyler would come up to me during practice, ask questions. I'll make sure, like if I saw something where he messed up in practice, I'll make sure I'll correct him, make sure he knows exactly what he needs to be doing. So as far as that, I was just making sure he knew all the plays and stuff, but ability-wise, Tyler was going to go out there and do what he does.
Thanks, Tanner.
No problem.
Jonas.
Yeah, I had a follow-up question for you, Tanner. Knowing that this is a 0 year and you guys would get next year back regardless, did that kind of help ease your mind so that you didn't have to rush back from the injury? You knew that if you didn't get back and wasn't 100%, that you would have a whole another year. Did it play a part in your recovery or comeback or anything?
Yes, sir. This time, especially after hurting it again, I just decided to, take my time with it and just make sure that I was healthy before I came back. And it does take a lot of pressure off me knowing that this year I really don't even have to worry about because I'm going to get it back regardless. So that allows me to, not worry about having to rush back and miss any more games or anything like that. Yes, sir.
Mark Armstrong.
Tanner, when this game is scheduled, I guarantee there was no way they were thinking Liberty would be in the top 25, 8-0, and probably maybe I haven't even seen the gambling line on it. But has your mentality about this game necessarily changed because of what they've done, or would this game be the same regardless?
No, sir. Mentality stays the same every week. We approach every opponent the same. So as far as the mentality-wise, we just look at them just like any other team.
All right. You have a dog in there, Tanner?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am, my dog. He's walking.
I hear an unhappy dog. All right, Tanner. Thank you very much.